Hey guys, long time, no update, but I am back. I wanted to do a review slash an update. I have an old expired video talking about the Drift Mustang setup, and almost all of that information is wrong or outdated. So I would love to update you guys and to let you know what I rocked on this car in 2024, what worked, what didn't work, and what I hope to upgrade on it. So basically, I'm going to be talking about the drift parts, the engine parts, the interior parts, whatever I have done to make this a drift Mustang. I want to start off with the biggest misconception, and that is that there is something other than a 4.62 valve under the hood. There's not. It's a stock 4.62 valve. It does have baby cams. It does have a VT Stage 1 cam, which I think was pretty popular back in the early 2000s. Paired with the VT Stage 1 cam is a set of stock headers. So does the cam really do anything more than just have a really nice low bit idle? No, I don't think so. As we're looking in the engine bay, I do have an Optima Yellow Top D35 battery in there. They don't have an official battery, I don't think, for the New Edge Mustangs, but that Yellow Top D35 fits in my New Edge and my S197 engine bay. So if you're looking for an Optima, Yellow Top D35. As you'll see, I have the upper intake plenum on there. I did the EGR delete and the K&N air intake. Paired with that, you'll kind of notice that I have a lot of room on the front end of the engine. I've done an ABS delete, so I used the SVE block to do the ABS delete. It was pretty simple. That radiator is an eBay knockoff Schmishy Mosho one. I don't know. I didn't want to say the name, but it's worked. I don't know if you need to spend the money on the brand name one. I'm rocking the one from eBay. No issues. Now to touch on the second biggest question I get is what gear ratio? I have 410s. I love 410s. I speak highly about 410s. The 410s work for me, works for most of the tracks I go to. I've been doing a lot of little tracks and demos, so I haven't really had an issue with utilizing the 410s. Now paired with those 410s in that rear diff is a welded diff. 2024 was my first year with a welded diff in that car, which is kind of crazy because I was on a stock LSD for like 2 years. It did have a Cobra S spring and carbon fiber clutches. It was a little bit more than stock. I think that's the only reason I didn't hurt it too bad. LSD or welded, you can drift these things either way. To continue talking about the rear end of the vehicle, everything in the rear wheel well is pretty much stock. I have replaced the bushings just with poly bushings. The only thing not stock in that rear wheel well you'll see is the dual handbrake caliper. So I have, for the foot brake, it is the stock GT caliper, and then for the handbrake caliper, it is a 1990 Ford Taurus caliper. When we're talking about brakes, if we're on that subject, one of the things I can advocate for the most is front Cobra calipers and rotors. I didn't have a handbrake for a while in this car, and I really relied and taught myself how to manipulate the car with the front Cobra brakes because they are so powerful. I love them. I don't think, even though it's a C-word part, that they're that outrageously expensive. So if you're building one of these, you don't need them, but boy, they have been great to have in my opinion. Next up, we will move on to the coilovers. So I have BC Racing, I believe just the BR series. It's still divorced in the rear. The spring rate in the back is the stock spring rate from BC. I do not know what the spring rate is. Please do not burn me at the stake for that. It's been so long since I've gotten those. I will say I did have either 6 or 8K spring rate in the front because it was the off-the-shelf spring rate. And the car had a ton of body roll and I was like being slammed around in the car. So now it's a 12K front spring, and that was like a night and day difference. It unlocked a lot of consistency with the car by going with the 12K front spring. While we're in there as well, let's go ahead and talk about the angle kit. I do have the Synergy angle kit on the car. I have loved it. I don't have any binding. To install an angle kit on a full angle kit on the New Edge, you do have to chop off the K-member. I run a 17x9 plus 10 staged night wheel in the front with a 235? Yeah, 235/40 tire, and I don't have any issues with that. I do not run a spacer or anything like that. To complete the front end, you will see the Synergy Race Development Bash Bar as well. That thing has been a huge game changer for me. Having a jacking point in the front and in the rear, especially changing tires in the rear, I had to go to the pumpkin under the gas tank, which if you know, you know, that thing's a beast to get around. And they just look cool. I don't know. I'm a bash bar lover on drift cars. Like, sue me. I love it. I think they look so cool. On the outside, I know I get a ton of questions too on what wing is that? What wing is that? What wing is that? Everybody, what wing is that? It is a 326 power replica wing. It is off of a Nissan 240. It did clear perfectly. Over time, it has just started to sag a little bit, and now it rubs on the body line. As far as the front, I have the Cobra replica bumper, and if you say the GT bumper looks better, then I don't know. You need to get yourself checked out, because the Cobra bumper looks the best on these cars. And then I have a Duraflex universal hood vent, which is not cut because the car used to have to sit outside. Now it finally doesn't. So I'll be cutting that, and I'll probably be adding in some fender vents as well. And on the side, my little splitters I have are just eBay universal splitters. So they come in 2 pieces, and you just match them to the length of the car, and then you're good to go. As styling, that is it. You know the engine, you know the suspension, you know the drift parts. Now we're going to move into the interior and what I've done in there. I have the status seats in gator skin and then flame embroidery. I'm very particular about my seat setting, and I like to have as much adjustment as possible. So I have the OMP seat bracket. That thing has like a ton of adjustments. I have that paired with the Cypher Auto harness bar. It bolts right in. I have the harnesses bolted into the floor as well, and then ran through the harness bar. And then I have the NRG quick release steering wheel hub. With me being short, I do have like the 2-inch clutch pedal extension on there, because if you know new edge clutches, you know they're a pain, and it was already hard to reach. So I did have to bring myself back a little bit once I put that on, because it does stick out quite a bit. So if you have to sit close to the wheel, you might not want to do the quick release, because it really brings that wheel out, or get like a super flat wheel. And then I have the Synergy Race Development handbrake in there, and the handbrake mount. Since I sit closer, it does touch the seat, and I'm like kind of right on it, but again, I'm a shorter woman, so kind of gotta sit really close to the wheel. I love it. I will say a tidbit, I'm in between master cylinders right now, because I haven't found what works best for me and my driving style and my ability. The really stiff one, I really want to be able to use because it locks up really nice, but I don't know if I have the strength to pull it back. And the long pull was giving me really bad tennis elbow. I think it's like tennis elbow. And I would ache so bad. So I'm in between. So I don't know what I recommend for you in your personal setup. Find what works for you. Anything you have to say about what you've done with this car and what's worked. It not only helps me, it helps other people make educated decisions, and I'm all for that. So the more knowledge, the better, because I made this thing work really nice, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning every time I drive it. I find something new or find something different that I want to change. Hopefully this just felt like a fun catch up and chat, and I can help you in some way build one of these things, because they are so fun. They're becoming so popular, and I love to see it. I love just seeing tons of Mustangs out there. Obviously a big fan, maybe the biggest. No, but like, they're just great cars. You can get into them for an awesome price. But yeah, hopefully I can help you. Please reach out. Please comment below with any questions. I will start doing some more videos on the rebuild series of this car and my new shop that I'm in. I'm in a new shop, yay! And I'm gonna give you guys a tour. It's super sick. I'm grateful because a lot of you guys that are watching this have probably, I don't know, helped in some way me get here, whether it be through buying some of my merch, for going on rides with me at events, maybe just being a supportive person and cheering me on. It's given me the strength to be able to finally get my own shop where my car is in the background of everything I do. Hopefully I will see you guys a lot more often, and I don't know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And I hope to see you guys out on a track with your new Edge or S95 or any Mustang, really. Bye, guys.